I'm a survivor, survivor. Who will be the ultimate survivor? Let's find out when you spend the day in our shoes. All you creators, our sanctuary is waiting. Who will win the title? Well, it could be you. Survivor, survivor. I'm a survivor.
Here, put the sheet like up around your neck like you... Okay. I'm gonna look at you. Look at me. I'm just gonna get this screenshot of that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Stop it! Get off of me!
I hope that you know, Eugene, that you're only half the man that Jeff is.
I want to thank y'all for watching. He's only half the man. You don't get my humor in that?
I get your humor.
He's only half the man that Jeff is. Only half the man. That was both a literal and figurative meaning at Jamie at the same time.
It was good. It was
You like
catchy.
that?
And yeah, I didn't know we were ready already. We're early.
I am so sorry.
I'm like, I'm not prepared. And now I have to like pull my life together.
Want me to replay it all? I can replay it.
No,
I can go back and replay. I don't think anyone's going to be upset by replaying it.
It's fine.
Eugene going after me. I'm so sorry. I am so very sorry. I should have looked over and taken the visual cue first. I should have. Hey, I love what Teresa said over here. Check it out. If you see something mean or somebody being rude, just type their name and put a black heart behind it. Later, Teresa will go search it down and see what's going on. Thank you. Teresa, what's that thumbnail? Look at her thumbnail, her profile picture. That's me. Why? Oh my gosh.
I don't know, but I don't like the light where it's at.
How do I hide that? Teresa, you and that other lady, golly gee. Hey, I'm going to ask you a question real fast, and you're going to give me your honest to God answer.
Okay.
All right. Can you give me your honest to God answer when I ask you this question?
Sure.
All right. I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm actually asking Jamie, but I'm kind of asking you all the exact same question. Her name is Jennifer Spencer, I think. Jennifer Spencer. I have it on my phone, but my phone's plugged in. She's the lady that took a thumbnail. Her profile picture is of me playing Twister with my face down and my behind is up, but it's focused on the TV where you can see my behind from the backside. Oh my gosh, if I get a hold of her, Jennifer Spencer, there she is right there. There's my picture. That's your man right there. That's your man in her profile picture in the most compromising position ever. Jennifer, I love you. I don't know you, but I love you. But I'll tell you what, I'm coming for you. I don't know how I could ever come at her, though, could I? I don't know this lady, but I'll tell you what, Jennifer, I love your sense of humor. Ready for my question?
Sure.
Okay. We've all, at this point in our lives, have been through breakups. Here we go. Breakups. We've all been through a few breakups here and there. Yes?
Right.
Okay. Don't worry. I'm you and me are good. But what I'm saying is, when you've had a breakup, is it easier? Seriously, if you have to break up, is it easier for you to be the one to break it off and leave? Or is it easier when the other person breaks it off with you? I'm asking you all the exact same question. If you have to go through a breakup, is it easier for you to be the one to go ahead and break it off and make your way on? Or is it easier when someone just downright dumps you?
I think they're both very hard, but as a woman, do you want me to give a deep answer or just an answer?
No, just minor, just a basic answer.
I think they're both hard.
They're both hard.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm trying to say is, I think that I'm going to go back to what Teresa put over here on the at the intro. And guys, I'm in a great mood. We're having fun today.
I have no idea where this is going.
I know you don't. Jamie and I had a great day. But remember, sometimes if you feel like there might be a breakup coming, like Teresa said, guys, not every channel is for everybody. You can agree with that. And so if you find yourself being aggravated by things that happen on any particular channel, it's easier for you to break up with the channel and go your separate way instead of that channel, like Teresa, hunting you down and dumping you. It's going to be, what's wrong? My finger pointing? Is my body language?
Can we just, don't just.
This is Zen. Zen. This is a very.
Hey y'all, happy Sunday. Welcome to Sanctuary Sunday with Lester and Jamie, where I am drinking a Diet Pepsi because they were out of Pepsi Zero and Lester's having a Propel, and we've had a really great weekend, and we're going to kick this Sunday Night Live off in a really positive way.
Do you
we're
know why
so
I'm using
glad
a
you're
straw?
here. No, I don't.
My lips are a little bit chapped.
So you could any chapstick?
No, I put on chapstick, but I don't want to wear it all off.
Oh, so like that? Like I'm wearing my lipstick off on my cup?
Yeah. No, I know that you want to jump back onto a really positive note, but what I was trying to say was actually not mean at all, but it was a good, valid point.
It is a valid point, but I feel like you made it already like a couple times this weekend, so I just didn't want to.
Well, what I'm saying is it would be really sad to wake up tomorrow and find that you've been booted. Find that you've been dumped. So it'd be easier to realize that, you know what, this is not working out, and you go the other way, separate ways. It'd be a whole lot easier. So Teresa's coming for you, y'all. Teresa, thank you so much. And all the other moderators, I'm sorry to put you guys through so much work. But yeah, let's make the page a happy place. And and it's all going to be good. So I have chapped lips. And what were you saying?
What's funny is I actually have chapped lips too, and I was just
thinking, why.
I guess so. You're gonna think this is crazy. That time we were out in the wind, I actually have like a little bit of windburn on my face and everything, and so do you. I can see it right here on your.
Yes. So talk about that then.
We took a little trip today, a little Texas adventure. And when we got there, it turns out that we were in some sort of tornadic wind.
It wasn't tornadic. It wasn't tornadic.
It was very windy.
We had high gusts. It was
super high.
It actually took my hat off at one point.
Yeah.
And you lost half a bag of pretzels.
And I was so embarrassed because it was gone. Like either it went in the wind or went in the water and drowned itself, or literally blew miles, because as soon as I got over the ridge to go chase it, it was gone. And now I'm like the Texas State Park litterer and probably on camera everywhere and probably going to like receive a fine in the mail, or because we were driving my car. And like,
that's true.
I feel so embarrassed. I'm not a litterer. I did not intend to do that. It was in the door.
So let's tell them the whole story, because people love to hear the whole story.
Oh.
And so
sorry, I got carried away.
We were in Jamie's car. And if you guys don't know this, Jamie enjoys a snack as we drive along. And what's crazy about the snack is we never eat this snack at home. We have no desire to eat this particular snack here at the house. I don't think we've ever had that snack here. But for some reason, every time we get in the car and we start to go somewhere,
ride. So this was a 2-hour drive. So
yes,
don't think
a long ride.
It's not like we go to the jail and I'm like, we got to stop for this.
No, but when we stop at the convenience store, Jamie always gets us both something to drink. And for some reason, we both crave pretzels, salty pretzels. I don't know why. Happy birthday to the sweet lady. It went by so fast, but it's someone's birthday. And so we get these salty pretzels, and we put them there.
They're regular pretzels, like roll gold pretzels.
Yeah. We put them in the center console, and everything's fine. I'll eat a pretzel as we drive along. Jamie has a pretzel that's kind of cute. Sometimes we touch hands. I make little shapes like little butterflies with mine, and I fly them around the car. It's just really something that you all do.
It's a difference in, than the bean dip and Fritos. Like that's for a serious road trip. This is just pretzels are our local adventure snack.
Bean dip is when we need protein, when we're hungry, but pretzels is just a snack on. But to make a long story a little bit shorter, I'll shorten it a little bit. We finally get to our destination, and Jamie, two things that were just disastrous happened at the same time. I was recording a live video. I was going live, and people who were watching that first live got a chance to see us cross a ferry, and the water was super choppy. Boy, the water was so choppy that Okay, go ahead.
I was sweating.
You were scared.
I sincerely, I've never had a fear like that before, but I had a very healthy respect for where we were today, and very much would not have done that on my own. Would not.
Well, the thing is, water was hitting that ferry boat or ferry barge, whatever they call it, so hard that it was actually coming over the top of the
Waves.
ferry, and our windshield wipers on Jamie's car come on automatically. So her windshield wipers were coming on, and I'm like, I've never seen this before.
The waves were coming over the front of the ferry. That's how rough it was. And I've only been on 2 other ferries in my life, but this was enough that I was like, this is pretty serious. Like, when do they call it of like, hey, it's a little too rough? And no, it was.
So luckily we got across the ferry boat with no problems. And like I said, it was all recorded live. We were doing a wonderful live. It was very entertaining, even though we were all on the edge of our seats in fear for poor Jamie. I can swim.
I can swim. I'm buoyant. You're not buoyant.
That is true.
I can float.
Hold
days.
on. You're behind floats. Be honest. You're behind floats. Not everything else floats.
What else do
So
you need?
what do you plan on? How you plan on maneuvering that one the long
you
haul?
Just tuck it in and just lay back and just
and I just see all of us swimmers all grabbing over to grab onto one of Jamie's butt cheeks and just holding on for dear life until lifeguard comes.
I got everybody. I was just going to
God
be really
forbid.
cold.
Anyway, Jamie was scared. I was a little bit nervous, but I'm also videoing, so I was able to hide my fear and mask it. I was trying to mask it to impress you all. We finally got across to the other side. It was only about a 5-minute ferry ride. It's not that far. And everything is going wonderful. Remember, the disaster has not happened yet. We have 2 disastrous things coming up. And maybe I use the word disaster loosely. But nonetheless, we finally get to the place where we're going, which was the San Jacinto Monument. Oh, it's a beautiful day, y'all. The flags are flying. The monument is right there. There's a few people standing around. What do they call the water again? The mirror.
Reflection pond?
The reflection pond is just gorgeous. Looks a whole lot like what you would see at the Lincoln Memorial there in Washington,
Yes,
D.C.
very similar.
Very similar, except this is Texas. A little bit bigger. No offense, Lincoln, but we're a little bit bigger here. And everyone knows that. We go all out. Anyway, the disaster. Yeah. So we finally get to a parking spot. Like I said, I'm live, and we turn off the car. And then it got kind of hot. So I had to open my door. Jamie had opened her door. We wanted to keep our live going, but open our doors to get a little bit of air to flow through. And at that point, the first disastrous thing happened in the fact that a gust of air came right through the car, picked up the pretzels that were in a bag between us, and flew them right out the window, and down the hill they go, right to the reflection pond or the mirror pond. What'd you call it again?
Reflection pond.
The reflection pond. Jamie jumps out trying to chase them down because those are our pretzels and we don't want to litter.
Not because they were our yes, they were ours, but I didn't want to litter. That's a beautiful space. I don't litter anyway, but then here it is, and I'm chasing it down the thing, and my hair is like choking me to death because it's so windy.
Jennifer's right. Pretzels down, pretzels down. It was like a red alert. We were trying to get our pretzels back. And Jamie went running down.
And Lester just videoed me for everything I am. Like, look at her right after that.
So anyway, so that's what happened with our pretzels. And I'm sorry if I use the word disaster. I understand there are some folks that are quite sensitive to the word disaster.
It was a shit show, okay?
And then as soon as that fiasco happened, all of a sudden, Jamie's car for about 5 minutes or so after you turn it off still keeps the power on. So I didn't know that my phone had tapped into her car's Wi-Fi. So everything's going great. But once the power actually shut down, her Wi-Fi shut down and my phone went black. It just went black.
It's almost as if God struck you for pee-patting me and laughing at me.
Would God do that? I think God would have enjoyed that one. I think even God would have laughed about that one. That was funny. Yeah. So nonetheless, I was pee-patting Jamie as she chased our pretzels down the hill. And we lost our pretzels, and we also lost our internet. So our live was ruined. And then, oh Lordy, I love you all so much. I tell you what, I love you. I'm going to deposit before I withdraw. I love you all so much, but you all wouldn't leave the live. It shut down and y'all wouldn't leave. And the internet would not let me start a new live because that live was still active because you all were still typing to each other, laughing about this, laughing about that, telling me the live was frozen. And even though we could read your comments, you couldn't see a darn thing. I think we were just frozen. And so
it was a rough moment there for a little bit. And then we had to drive. So there's a circle drive around the monument with all this parking. And believe it or not, there was like if you're looking at it as a clock, 1 o'clock all the way back to 7 o'clock had fabulous service.
Yeah.
6 to 2, nothing. So we had to figure that out before we could also go live again.
So at that point, we had to turn her car all the way off and completely disconnect from her car's Wi-Fi. And you know what's spooky about that is I don't even know her vehicle's Wi-Fi password. I don't want to connect to her Wi-Fi. I don't need to.
I think it's that if you charge, it automatically does that.
So if you ever plug in your charger, it's going to link you automatically.
Yep, I'm pretty
sure.
But
that really stinks because the same thing, we get in my truck and all of a sudden through my speakers, her phone rings and my truck alerts me and the whole vehicle that her phone's ringing or she got a text on her phone or an email. And I'm like, why are you? I was mad. The first time that happened, I was like kind of mad. I'm like, hey, this is my new truck. You don't got to come in here at night and link and sink yourself into it and know all of those things. I mean, we've been together so long. You don't got to do all that.
I didn't do all that.
I thought you did. And so come to find out that I'm also synced into your car.
You don't got to go out and do it all at night.
But anyway, I'll tell you what. Here's the good news. We were able to go live a second time, but the only way I could go live is to delete the first live since some of you folks would not leave. So I had to delete it. And so we lost some really wonderful footage. We lost all of the footage of the ferry. We lost all the footage of the waves coming across the front of that boat. We lost the footage of your pretzels flying out the door.
Thank God.
And you chasing them down the hill. Someone says turn off your Bluetooth. So Jennifer Thomas, you're right on one hand, but after about 30 minutes, for some reason, it reconnects automatically. Because James did the same thing, turn off the Bluetooth. So I turn it off, and after a little while, there must be something in my phone that I don't know how to figure out.
It's something to do with it's the way you charge. That's all it is. It's the way you charge. Uh-oh.
Why did you not go live on a different page? I never thought about that. I never thought about that. Why didn't we just go live on the other channel? And I could have left people sitting there chatting. I never thought about that. Guys, I'm so sorry. Sometimes I have moments like that I don't think.
It's called panic. It's called panic.
Blackheart, Tracy Huey.
Stop it.
Anyway, I'm going to shut up and let you talk. I guess I'm cutting you off or something.
I don't have anything to add. I add it with my expressions. I'm good. So anyway, once we got the signal established and I know it's hurting him. Once we got the signal established, we went ahead and you started another live, and we did quite a bit in the car because the second we stepped out of the car, the wind was so loud and strong.
And there went my hat.
And
Lester ain't walking around with no hat.
Lester's hat almost went off the side of the dang monument, and all I could picture was like you either are doing it to me on purpose to where you want me to chase something that's blowing in the wind, like the pretzel wasn't enough, so now I have to go run down the steps after the hat. But I was so grateful that I caught it, because I really have not experienced wind like that outside of the hurricane.
Well, I mean, it was gusty, but it wasn't. So Jamie would not even go up in the elevator to the top of the tower. Like I said, that tower is 300 plus feet tall. It's up there. It's higher than a football field.
The elevators look like they're from roughly 1974.
Well, yeah, they don't redo elevators in buildings like that. Why would they?
And I have been in some elevators like that in some hospitals. I've been in the kind where you have to like pull the thing and then flip the thing. And there's no way on earth that I want to take that 300 feet in the air. And I've also been inside the St. Louis Arch, which is exceptionally tall. And when the wind blows, you can feel it. And you know what? I don't need to see anything up that high. I'm good. Totally good. Saw it, loved it from the ground, loved all of its sentiment, loved the story behind it. We watched a movie. I loved the museum part, like fully got to experience it. Did I need to go up and see? No. Mm-mm.
I think that we had a wonderful time despite not going up in the tower, but it was quite windy. You know what, we know that if there was a danger, a legit danger, they would have shut the ferry down. There's also a tunnel that goes under the channel, the ship channel, that you could take. But I wanted the experience of taking her on the ferry. I thought it would be wonderful. It'd be fun, and I thought it would be great video for you all. So I'm sorry, sir, for the folks who ended up missing that, because that would have been really neat to see and scary at the same time. And then I also think that the museum experience and just being at the monument itself, watching that little 30-minute movie of the entire history, and then seeing, you know, I tell Jamie these stories all the time. I love to talk when we're driving. Well, I guess I talk all the time, but I love to talk, and I talk about history a lot. And some things she knows, some things she doesn't know about. And so I always tell her Texas history, or the history of this or the history of that, or different histories.
Because I love that, because I know that we had American history, but no one teaches Illinois history. And in Illinois, we didn't learn Texas history. And now that I'm here and older.
Hey, you want some hand cream?
Sure. And I'll be honest, Lester has a really engaging way of telling about telling the story of history in a way that he makes it relative to today and to how it impacts today. And I love it when he's like, all right, let me tell you the story of this, or, you know, we get down to the nitty gritty of even the Alamo or anything, you know, anything else that is around us. Like,
Need more?
Actually, yes, it's powerful to hear. And I love that. And I think those are some of our most fun trips, which is why I want to take him to places like Gettysburg and just some of those places in the U.S. that he can experience those.
Don't say it can't be done. I'm trying. My lips are so. What could it hurt? What could it hurt? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm just messing with you. Go ahead. What could it hurt? Like, what can it hurt? My lips are so chapped that what can it really hurt? Go ahead.
It's gonna burn like fire.
I'm just playing. Go ahead.
And then it's gonna taste so bad.
It's okay. It doesn't actually taste that bad.
It's in your mustache.
Well, stop looking at it. I've embarrassed myself now. Gosh darn it. I am Lester Lectures. Some people call them Lester Lectures. So I do two things a lot that you'll notice. Anyone who's new to the channel might really be freaking out that I repeat myself a lot. Which one do you want?
No, I want
More?
your face. Give me your face. Look at me.
So what I do a lot, and it's just the teacher, the 25 years of me teaching has kind of taught me that when you're in lecture mode, you have to highlight in bold. Remember, if it was in print, you would see highlight, bold, subtitles, right? But since we're talking, we have to verbally highlight, bold, and subtitle things. And so the way that we do that is to sometimes repeat main points, you know, main focuses, main ideas. So thank you, Jamie. Thank you. I'm not sure what you're laughing about, but
I just can't.
Huh?
I just can't even look at you right now.
I need Jeff back's what I need. I think I need Jeff back. Let me show everybody who's just joining some of the fun that he and I had on our adventures. Y'all watch just to watch a second of this over here. Play.
All you creators, our sanctuary is waiting. Who will win the title? Well, it could be you. Survivor, survivor. I'm a survivor.
Here, put the sheet like up around your neck like you. Okay. I'm gonna look at you.
Why is he so good at that?
I don't know. That was a thumbnail. Screenshot of that, okay? Mm-hmm.
Off of me.
Oh, no.
I hope that you know, Eugene, that you're only half the man that Jeff is.
Half the man. I made myself laugh. That's the worst thing ever. And Jeff is so darn good. He doesn't crack. He doesn't crack. And even I crack on occasion. And I hate when I crack because I'm trying to make serious videos here. And sometimes I make myself laugh. And I'm okay with that, y'all. I'm okay with that. So I don't even know where this came from. Jamie, help me.
I can't help you. You just put working hands on your lips and all over your face and dug yourself your own grave here.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
Gosh darn it. Anywho, I hope everyone's having a wonderful Sunday. We had a good Sunday. Like I said, the adventure was fun. We not the Jeff adventure. That was awesome. You guys already know that. But I mean with Jamie.
I was just fun.
Jamie,
awesome.
Jamie and I had a great adventure today. Not quite as many laughs, but we did have fun.
I had some crap moments like going across that ferry, but then we got across. There's this restaurant there called the San Jacinto Inn. Is that what it's called?
The Monument Inn, yes.
And we were like, let's go to the Monument first and eat later. Mistake.
Yes.
Cardinal mistake.
Well, you know what it was? When we got there, it was like 2:00 midday. There wasn't much. No one's because everyone's already had lunch.
Yes.
And it's not time for dinner.
Yes.
When we left out, it's dinner time. And that place was packed.
There's no place to park. There were people standing outside. I was like, what in the world is going on? Because the only thing on that part of is the monument and that restaurant, right?
Well, there used to be the battleship, but it's gone now.
But what I'm saying is there's not homes there or any other businesses in that section, right?
No, not that I know of, unless they're just industrial businesses.
Yeah, maybe. But anyway, that was it. And when we came back to eat, I was like, oh my gosh, we had planned on eating there and then making it home to feed up. And there was no way on earth that we were going to be able to wait for a table and eat and then make it home in time to do chores. So we skipped the fancy dinner.
Guess what we had to eat as we drove home? You tell them.
We had Subway in the car.
Subway, which is fine. It's not what my date night looked like initially. I had a really nice idea for a date day, but it ended up being Subway.
It's okay. The pretzels made
pretzels and Subway.
The date. Pretzels made the date. It was good, and all the adventure that we had. But the point of this whole story was that we got windburnt from being outside. Both of us did, and I think that's why our lips are dry.
You can just run off on a tangent. You do know that, right? I will answer that question I saw. We're not really at this point of the video where we like to answer a lot of questions.
No,
you okay?
I have hiccups.
Bless you. Or whatever they say when someone hiccups. But there you go. That'll help. But yes, Jeff does have video with my dad. I took that video and Jeff has that. So I'm sure at some point Jeff will compile all of his video clips together. And there is a video and a still shot photo of Jeff and my dad. We did go to mom and dad's house. We hung out there for a little bit. Oh, and I hope that you guys noticed in the video that I posted today, it'll be on Facebook in the next few days. But my dad loves the walker. Were you surprised about that?
I was.
I'm
glad that he loves it.
Oh, yes, because we didn't think he would. We didn't know what his reaction would be. But me and Jeff dropped that walker off the day that we were over there. We kind of snuck it onto his pavilion area and just left. We did not show him what we were bringing or anything. We just left. And then later that day, we got a phone call and he goes, "Hey, bud." And you know how my dad says, he goes, "What's this, whatever." I says, "Dad," I says, "listen," I says, "don't knock it till you try it." "Oh, I love it. No, I love it." And he's been talking about it ever since.
But it is really neat because it's a walker that has brakes and then it also has a seat on it and it has a bag where you can carry stuff. The only thing that it's missing is a cup holder. And I feel like we could rig that up.
Yeah, they make cup holders. You just set them over stuff.
And what if we, you know how he always has a selfie stick? What if we had a thing that like clipped the selfie stick on it, so his walker could like.
I hope it wouldn't be in selfie mode.
No, but it would be facing out, but it would be a way that he wouldn't have to also be juggling that. And I'm being sincere here.
So yeah, so a way that Dad could actually have his selfie mounted on his handheld walker, so he's not
camera
there,
thing, yeah.
Because one-handed might be dangerous. That's
where I'm getting at.
Oh,
so that's what I was getting at. Is there a way to clip? You know how they have all kinds of clips and things like that.
Yeah.
Even the kind maybe that wraps around it, that like we had for the side by side.
Yeah.
So that he's able to
know.
use that
That's a good
to hold
idea.
his phone.
That
I
is
don't know.
a wonderful
We
idea.
could also bling it out and give him some bike tassels and a horn and all kinds of things if we really
I
wanted
think we
to.
should just leave it alone at this point. I think we should leave it alone. We dropped it off. He seems to be loving it. Now, if you want to just one day go over there and rig up the selfie thing.
I would like to rig up a clip for that. So I'll look into that.
Yeah.
If anybody sees one on the internet that obviously most people with walkers probably don't need a selfie stick on them.
Yeah, most people in walkers would not be needing a selfie stick.
But there probably are mounts and things like that that you could use that would originally be for a bicycle or something like that. So
Yeah.
I'll find something, but I would like to do that for him to be safe. And then
It would be safer, I bet.
and then a place to put his coffee.
So no, yeah. Well, the thing is, here's what I'm guessing, and I don't know this for a fact, but I can't really imagine my dad going very far with the walker. Listen, because he goes from the house to the pavilion, from the pavilion into his side-by-side that parks right there at his pavilion. So
Well, I just
really,
think about
there's
it
a
like-
place there's coffee places everywhere.
Yeah, but if you're carrying it, where are you going to put it? You're just going to put it on the seat as you're rolling it? Because, like, I feel like...
No, that would spill.
Yeah, so...
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So when he's going from the house,
Yes.
because he needs to keep both hands
yes,
on that walker.
both hands on the wheel.
Those are really good points, guys.
So-
I hadn't thought about either one of them.
Yeah, so maybe those two things. But I think about it even of, like, when he goes to Lex's football game or something like that. You're carrying your own chair,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So, like, and that's not... I think it's a really neat thing.
We will probably swing by and borrow that on occasion when we take Eugene places. I've discovered that taking Eugene places with no legs is a whole lot easier than with those long, knobby things that just stick out.
Do you know that I don't know what I was doing here, and I was making maybe a live.
Keep talking. I'm going to get some ice and some more water.
Could
Talk-
I,
you
could I
talking-
have some ice? Oh, you're not going outside. Never
No,
mind.
I'll do whatever you want. What do you want? A soda?
A soda.
What kind?
Something zero-ish
Okay.
or diet. There might should be one in the fridge.
Got it.
Anyway, I was live, maybe I was making a video, but I'm out in the shop and I turn and here's Eugene's man part and the legs all just sprawled out everywhere, not attached. And I'm just like if you didn't know, if you just stumbled upon my video,
But he has butt cheeks too.
he also has a bulge.
Yeah, he has butt cheeks and a bulge. He does have bulge.
Like why did Eugene have to come with a bulge? That is a thing. Thank you. Be careful. Don't fall. I am gonna bling out Papa's thing. If he's gonna use it, why not have it equipped with what you need? I think that would be fun. And they have to make something because they make a phone mount for everything. So I'll figure it out. They make the kind that has like 3 legs and they're like bendy to wrap around it. So worst case scenario, we could put that on it. But it was live yesterday where Eugene was hanging around. Yeah. Eugene can't wear gray sweatpants either. It turns out yeah. Anyway, but I really hope that he likes it. I hope that he uses it because I think it's a really cool thing. Lester's probably going to want one. That's the other thing. Because he like you might be inclined to go more places with me if you brought your own chair. If you knew there was a place to like hang out and go live and chat and you could just sit down wherever you wanted to. Think about that.
That's quite tempting. I could go a lot more places if I had a place
soda.
to sit down, a guaranteed place to sit down. That is true. That must have been designed by a man, whoever is saying that. I don't know what exactly they're talking about.
Talking about Eugene's legs.
Oh, yeah, Eugene's legs. Eugene needs some gray sweatpants, somebody says. I'm afraid Eugene might look better in his than I look in mine. And we ain't having that. We are not having that. Hey, I don't know if Jeff is here, but Jamie, I'm gonna tell you the funniest story. Okay.
I'm so nervous how this went from gray sweatpants to Jeff. Like really nervous about where this is going. This is my call out.
Does anyone know if Jeff is on
I
here?
don't know if this is happening.
Does anyone know if Jeff is on here or not? I haven't seen Jeff.
It's 9:30 his time. He's probably in bed.
He's in bed. Jeff is for
and who
sure
can blame
in bed.
him?
I don't blame him. So listen to this. So Jeff and I are with Chuck, and we're driving home.
I almost thought you were going to say Jeff and I were with child.
Jeff, show yourself, someone said. Jeff and I were with Chuck, and we're coming home, right? And you know that the small town of Huntsville.
He's there somewhere.
Jeff is here. Good. So Jeff knows this story. So he's on Suits to Boots channel. Fine.
Thanks, Jeff. It's probably Mary. Thanks, Mary.
E tu Brute. Jeff doesn't know Latin, does he? E tu Brute. Jeff has no idea what I'm even saying. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
E tu Brute. Anyway, that's fine, Jeff. I get it. We're coming back from Texas A&M, and we have Chuck in the back of the trailer. He's already had his procedure, and he's fine. We're driving home. And we were trying to get home before dark so that we could not only make a couple of videos, but we wanted to be able to see what we were doing, right?
Yeah.
If we weren't trying to beat the dark, Jamie, the funniest thing happened. Now, you already know that we had Eugene in the back seat accidentally. We forgot to take him out of the truck. So Eugene is sitting there by the window, okay? And he has that stupid French grin. I call it the French grin.
Why do you look just like him?
That's how he looks. You try it.
No. Absolutely.
It's called the French grin. Please do it. Just do it.
I can't.
Anyway.
I don't have a French grin. Sorry.
Well, neither do I.
You just did.
I had to force myself to find it. Anyway, listen.
You've practiced that before.
Listen to what I'm saying. If I can't finish my story, this is going to drag on forever. So Eugene is sitting there in the back seat with that stupid face of his. I should have just said that stupid face of his, right? And as Jeff and I are driving through the small town of Huntsville, there's a car dealership. And all of a sudden, we saw what we thought might have been the hottest blonde ever. Her hair's blowing in the wind, and she has this sign that's spinning around. She's doing this here. And we thought she was a sign spinner. We thought that she was a legit sign spinner. You know how they have those folks who spin those signs, shop here, come on in. And we saw this girl, hair blowing in her face, and she's spinning that sign. As we got closer, we realized it's a mannequin. It was a mannequin. It was a mannequin. And Eugene's like, you think I'm exaggerating. She got Jeff's attention. All I did.
I'm just mortified that you both probably shared freaking glasses, thought that you saw the hottest blonde in the world.
I'm not saying that we didn't double take, but when we found out she was a mannequin and we looked in the back seat, Eugene was like, what's wrong with you? Jamie, enjoy the moment. Eugene. Anyway, if we did not be lucky that we had Chuck, if we did not have Chuck in the back, we would have U-turned, and that would have been a really fun video. So you and I have to one day drive back to Huntsville,
no.
And we're going to take Eugene
I will go
with
to
us.
Huntsville, but I am not participating in that crap right
with his
there.
little curly little French mustache, and we're going to have to let Eugene and her meet.
You're going to bring his legs?
We will not bring his legs, but we will drive by and roll the window down. Pardon me, you have any Grey Poupon? Or we'll do something. We'll have to find some kind of...
Well, there's many things in Huntsville that I love. One of them, they're antique stores. Number 2, they're HEB. And number 3, that place we ate at the steakhouse.
Well, add
so
one
you
more.
Can take
they
me.
have a mannequin now that stands outside the dealership that not only spins, but she does this with her upper body. She's robotic. And she spins. I think it was a mannequin.
I have a feeling it was the wind.
Listen, it wasn't that little air thing that goes all over the damn place doing all that. It was not one of those. It was an actual mannequin. I think it was a mannequin. I'm pretty sure it was. But she's spinning her sign and she moves her upper body at the same time. She's made to
You
draw
Eugene,
attention.
You could give Eugene some gray sweatpants and bring him. It might work out for him. Just saying.
If we could get Eugene some gray sweatpants with that and put his legs on, obviously have that little bulge and his little butt cheeks, get some gray pants, some tight ones. We'll get some, some guys wear those that are really tight, right? That like form fitting. We'll get him some form fitting gray sweatpants and stand him out there beside her with that stupid smile. Talk about people who drive by, and if the place wants attention.
The worst part is that you're going to be the creep out there taking selfies with two freaking mannequins along a highway, the busiest highway in Huntsville, Texas. I'm confident that people are going to pay attention. You will become famous for things that you probably don't want to become famous for.
Anyway, I hope that Jeff can vouch that this story is not made up. Lester has a pretty good imagination, but I have a pretty big sized brain. There's a lot of room for imagination up here. Okay. So give me a break on that, but I am not exaggerating this. This happened.
You should have asked Jeff for his tutu.
For Eugene? Why would we ever want Eugene to put on a tutu?
Why not? We can just dress him like you two. You
Jamie,
can wear
we
your
don't-
leotard
We don't.
that you wore during Twister.
Listen, that's
Give
kind
him
of
some
sickening.
shake weights.
That's kind of sickening. We don't have that kind of sense of humor. Not on this side. We don't. That's not our thing. But it was funny what we saw, what we witnessed with Eugene and that mannequin. And I hope that Jeff can vouch for what I'm saying is true.
I think Mary probably took the keyboard away from Jeff. Thank God. Probably.
Maybe so.
And that's probably best. Poor Mary.
Pues en realidad yo hablo español porque yo vivo en Texas. En Texas hay mucha gente hispano y muchos de los alumnos que tenían mis clases hablaron en puro español y con tiempo aprenden la lengua.
Because in Texas, a lot of people speak Spanish.
Woo! This
And-
girl! Woo! Woo! Don't let your troubles
Hold
fester.
on, don't show my flying squirrel arms.
Now do this.
No, absolutely not.
You understood me. She's good. She's learning,
So
y'all.
in Texas, a lot of people speak Spanish, so you pretty much start to pick it up. But he also taught it, and he actually learned from his students as well.
So, guys, you don't really ever have to take a formal language if you can find yourself immersed in the language. I don't know why we're talking about languages here. Well, a lady asked how I learned Spanish, but listen, Texas, Texas is not the only state that has a very large Spanish population, Spanish-speaking population. And if you find yourself immersed or surrounded by the language, then you will acquire that language. And it doesn't take a whole lot of formal training to learn.
I've never taken a Spanish class. I've taken the I'm in Texas Around It class. And
isn't that amazing how she understood what I told you all? That's really impressive.
now I don't understand it in a way that I can speak it back. I have key words that I pick up on, so I get the gist of it. And I ask Lester a lot of questions, especially whenever he talks to someone whose primary language is Spanish. Sometimes their slang confuses me, and the way that they ask questions and how it looks in text even are things that I don't understand. But if I listen to someone say it, I can get to where I can give the yes, no answers to it or get the gist of what is said, which is pretty crazy because I've never been around it before in my life. Never took it in high school, nothing.
Brittany is learning Spanish now since her husband is fluent in it, and she's also teaching her kids. That's smart. Brittany, you're a beautiful young lady. And also, I want you to see this over here. We have French immersion
That's
up here.
pretty awesome.
I'm guessing Canada.
Yeah, probably.
I do think now, guys, I don't know a whole lot of Canadian, but I do think that there's a portion of French Canada. I've heard French Canada, Jama beans. First time I've seen, guys, I know people and I know faces and I know profile pictures. I'm seeing new people.
That's great.
How?
We're so happy you're here.
Where are you guys coming from?
We're
I
so
love
happy
that.
You're here.
We are very blessed to have you here.
Yep, Canada.
Jama, and I hope
Quebec.
I'm saying Jama.
It's Quebec, right? Or Quebec?
Quebec or Quebec?
Quebec?
We're making fools of ourselves right now.
Yeah.
Yes, Louisiana has French too.
Yes.
I do believe now the French Quarter, is that an actual like suburb of New Orleans? I don't know much about Louisiana either, friends. I'm
French
so
Quarter is an
sorry.
area, but that's not just where the French speaking the language can be found.
So there's a whole lot of different language immersions happening around the world and around our country. And so that is true. Someone says, yeah, maybe our 51st state. Not according to the Canadians. I don't think they want to be a part of us, y'all. I thought that was a wonderful idea until I got their version of it. They're like, hell no. We're a very proud people. We ain't going to fall into all y'all's political nonsense. And I don't blame them one bit. I don't blame those folks one bit. Do you?
No.
There is some crazy stuff.
So one of the questions that I ask when I talk to new hospitals across the U.S. is, tell me about the patients in your community. What languages do they speak? What cultural experiences, happen that if I was to recruit a doctor to work there, what would you want them to know or be cognizant of, or language that they would want them to also speak? Of course, Spanish is a big one. But there's some recently I've just been talking to that have a large Haitian population. There's also some that, of course, there's a large Mennonite. There is a place in Arkansas has a large Marshallese population, which is very unique. But I love to ask that question because it puts me in a place where I can think a little bit differently about, the things that they experience. And in the healthcare world, it's really important that, of course, they always have translators and things like that, but not just understand their language, but their culture as well. And those are one of my favorite things to learn about.
Now, I am a little bit curious here, and I don't know for a fact, but I don't think that Cajun is French, or is it?
I don't know the answer to that.
You don't know?
Hey, Hank.
Hey, Hank. The problem is my lips are all moist with that stuff,
you just
and now I got
it.
hair all over my lips. I don't know if Cajun is actually French or English or just a whole nother created language. I don't know.
So because there's Cajun and Creole, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is Creole the French?
I think that
Creole's
Creole
like
is French,
another
more French.
dialect of French, right?
I just
An
don't know.
evolved dialect?
I don't know. And people are probably saying
Creole is, yes.
Okay. So, guys, I'm sorry that, like I said, there's some things that I feel like I'm knowledgeable about.
Cajun is Creole.
Oh, no. All
right, I can't
we better
keep
just
up.
change the subject.
I can't keep up. I got nothing.
Let's just boil it all down to this. I'm so proud of Jamie because for living here and hanging around with me and just being immersed herself in Texas, she's also learned a lot of Spanish. And in the old days, I could have a lot of fun talking to some of the guys that I knew in Spanish. But now I can't because now she understands every darn word or most of every word.
When we first started dating and I learned that he spoke fluent Spanish. I'm going to sneeze. Hold on a second.
Bless you ahead of time. So
when we first started dating and I learned that he spoke fluent Spanish, I told him that if we ever got in an argument that he should do it in Spanish, so that way I could never hold it against him, whatever he said, because those things happen. And he's never done that, but if he did it now, I would absolutely understand it and it wouldn't help him. So I guess it's good that we never started that thing.
I like this lady. Microchip 02. I have enough problems with my redneck. I'm not going to tip another language. And I have found that when I'm trying to voice text, and you know this, I can bring out the country girl. I tell you, I can bring out the country. Or the redneck, or whatever you want to call it. I don't care. Nothing offends me.
Lester will match who he's talking to.
They call it code switching. It's a real thing. I code switch.
So Mr.
Ed May,
our hay guy, the guy who cuts hay for us, has a very unique Southern.
Well, hold on.
There's a little
Daniel,
Louisiana in him.
My brother has his version. My dad has version. Don't forget that when you first met my dad, you did not understand a word he said to you. When you met my Uncle Raleigh, you didn't know a word he was saying.
I did not understand Uncle Raleigh.
Jamie did not understand a word that my dad was trying to say, or what my Uncle Raleigh was trying to say, or what Ed May, our hay guy, can say.
And Lester, when Ed calls,
Cindy knows about code switching.
Lester speaks the same language as Ed, and it is a language that I'm like, who am I with? Because it's like It's like swamp people language.
No, it's not quite that bad. Look here. Cindy goes, I speak fluent hillbilly. Cindy, I would like to meet you. Guys, you have to stop putting these in the comments. We will block these immediately. Links to other channels will be blocked immediately. So do not ever click on any of that, friends. I'm going to go ahead and hide that. I'm going to block. I'm going to delete that comment. So do not be putting links anywhere in our comments. It's going to get you off the page real fast. Please.
Anyway.
Keep talking about this. Is fun.
Lester becomes a swamp people character almost instantly. And then when he gets on the phone and it's going to be an important thing, like calling his doctor's office where he wants to sound professional, he clears his throat like 7 times to be able to like align. So I'm like, and I'm like, it's the most work that I ever see him put into talking to anything. So when he makes videos, he doesn't do any of that. When he gets on the phone with Ed May or his dad or anyone else, he doesn't do any of that. But when he's going to call somebody that matters, he like clears his throat to like totally prep and like gets into that mode, which is ridiculous.
You guys are being really funny tonight. Dwayne, what did Dwayne say? Dwayne, it went by too fast. He speaks Boston, or he understands Boston. Oh, Boston accents are very cool. I agree, Dwayne. I think that folks from Boston, and I don't mean up north, I mean Boston. Ray Donovan. So if anyone has seen,
that's a really cool show.
And Dwayne, I think that you would like Ray Donovan. If you've not, now there's some curse words. There is some cursing. You have to be able to turn that part of your brain off if you're able to and overlook the cursing. But Ray Donovan, boy, some of the accents in that one, I had to really pay attention to understand what Ray and his brother and the other guys around were talking about. But yes, I love me a Boston. And I also, Jamie knows, I like British accents. I love anything different is sometimes fun. British, Australian, but yes. Okay. Where are we at, Jamie? It is that time. You know what time it is.
I do.
Jamie and I have rambled on quite a bit. And at this point of the live, well, you know what I mean? We have bantered back and forth, had a really great time. We've had some really fun laughs. And I would say that, someone wants to hear me code switch. Listen, I'm not going to do that.
Why don't you make a video doing it?
Maybe I can make a video, but what I would have to do is literally call my dad and have it on voice, record it. Call Ed, ask about the hay crop or fertilizer. And then because what I do is I just match what I'm hearing and who I'm talking to.
He can't do it like we're sitting here talking.
No.
It has to be like heard first. It's very unique because if I asked him to impersonate someone, he can't. But if he talks to them, he can mirror them. It's very.
But not really I can't mirror anybody that I don't understand. Like I can't mirror. No. I tried to mirror Bear Grylls, with his British accent. I've tried to mirror different people, but it's some things it's just not possible.
I think it would be fun for you to do a video like that.
I don't know. I don't want to embarrass myself. I would hate to embarrass myself in front of anybody.
Are you kidding me right now? You were going to pull over and make a video with a blonde, hot mannequin.
That was Eugene's video. That really was not for me or for Jeff. Jeff and I could really care less about some blonde mannequin. But if you could have saw the look on Eugene's face, if you could have, don't make me make that look again. Do not make me make that look again. Anywho's. Well, listen, I'll just say a couple of things and then we'll start winding this live down. I will say that if you ever feeling like you're in a bad place, like with the channel, I invite you to look up at the 100 comments before yours and look down at the 100 comments after yours. And you might realize that you're the one with the issue, not the creator. Does that make sense to you? Because if there's 100 people above you who love what they're watching, and there's hundreds down below you in the comments who love what they're watching, it might be you who should probably go find a different channel where you match, where you zen with everybody in your group, right? You can help with that if you want to, because I know we both experience it. and it's getting a little bit worse than it has been. You're not going to say a word about it?
I'm not tonight.
And then the visit with Jeff was amazing. Life has gotten a little bit quieter. I'm not going to say it's boring, but it's more routine. And we talked about that already. It's more routine.
Lester needs his routine. In fact, he needed it so bad this morning. I have to talk about this.
Go ahead. I want you to talk.
I was on a live this morning for some reason. Okay, so normally I make a little video while I'm doing the morning chores and I post it on my Facebook. And it's really just a little check-in type of scenario. But today I opened it up and all of a sudden I had a signal, which is really weird. And I'm like, I'm going to try to go live, see if it'll even let me. And it did. And I'm out there filling up waters and I'm just standing in front of the littles. And I was like, okay, people can see me and people can hear me. I'm going to let it go until it doesn't go anymore. And I was very careful to stand in one spot. All of a sudden, I hear the truck start and honk. And I'm like, wonder why he's moving the truck. And then he pulls down the driveway. And I'm like, where's he going? We haven't even had coffee yet. What's happening? He left. And I'm on the live and I'm like, I don't know. We're not out of creamer. Like, I'm questioning all the things. Well, Lester was so excited to get back to his routine that he forgot that coffee was part of his routine. I'm just kidding.
I'm all thrown off, y'all. I'm all thrown off. But in my defense, please help me. And don't leave yet. I want to open 3 things real fast. We got 3 things that come to Lester and Jamie. And it's very rare that we're able to sit down and open things together.
Yeah.
So finish this part.
Oh, anyway, so I hang up the live and I call him. He doesn't answer. So I send him a text because I think like he must be in Dollar General getting creamer or something because I don't like, it was just random and weird. He was like, I got so excited to go feed up. He's like, because it was the first time I've done it since Jeff left. And then he's like, and I also realized that we wanted to go on an adventure today. So Hank, he's like, I just got excited about it. I was laughing. Like, I wasn't upset or anything like that. But on the live, people really thought that I was like either that you had some sort of stroke and just like took off and or you were mad or things like that. But yeah, it was Lester needed his routine so badly that he just bailed this morning altogether.
So that's not entirely how it happened. First of all, we woke up a lot later than normal.
True.
And so because it was so late that we got up, that I kind of knew that Chucky probably needed his medication.
That is true.
Because it had been over 24 hours since Jeff had given him his last administration, if that's the right way to use it. And so I kind of was worried about Chuck. I know that you were busy.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to go out there and bother you or interrupt you. So I thought I'll just run over real fast, do the chores, get all the meds into Chuck, and then I'll be back and we'll enjoy our day. And so we did miss coffee, but that was really not really anyone's fault. Besides, we were both exhausted from a long week that we just slept in a little bit longer than we normally do.
That's totally true. And so it wasn't a big deal, but it was mostly because I was live and I was standing there and couldn't believe I had a signal. So it's not like I was like, Hank. I was excited. And then Lester was excited. Ooh, that sounded like you just.
I hope I didn't break something.
I'm going to give you a knife.
Jamie's going to go get a knife cutter or a box cutter. No. So tomorrow all is back to normal. The only thing I worry about though, Jamie, is the fact that it may not show a notification when I go live in the morning because of how many times we've been live over the last 24 hours because of the little mishap from today. Because that reports this is going live today, all in that 1 hour time. Now again today or during right now. So you guys just have to know that tomorrow's Monday, since it's my dad's day to go live, 9 o'clock tomorrow, I will be live.
You're not going to get up at 7 and do it?
Yes, I will get up at 7. I'll be live before my dad. So I'll wait till Jay gets off. So tomorrow morning, 7:15, this man's going to be live there. 7:15 a.m. Central. You probably won't get notified because I've already been live more than 3 times in the 24-hour period. This first thing says, do not bend. It's to Mr. and Mrs. Lester Morrow. So I'm going to be real careful. Where does it come from? Can you tell? It
comes from
Is this
British
a
Columbia.
customs?
Yeah, Fort St. John, British Columbia.
So that's in Canada. So Fort St. John
Never heard of that.
in British Columbia. I'm going to be real careful how I open this. It says do not bend. So now I'm a little bit paranoid. I'm actually quite paranoid. I don't want to break into something or cut into something that's important. And that's listen to me, this thing is sealed. This thing has been really taped up, Jamie.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
I'm afraid I'm going to end up cutting myself trying to get into it. You go open that one right there, and I'll work on this here. But from Fort John, did you say? Fort St. John in
I
British
gave you
Columbia.
like the most dull knife ever.
Okay, so it's not just me then.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. There's a whole bunch of cards in here.
Okay, I finally got mine open. Out pops a letter, and then there's something on here. You want to open one and I'll open one? Oh, that says Jamie. This one here says Lester.
Aww.
So I don't know. I guess these are keychains.
Yeah.
And one of mine says Maggie. It says
Aww.
Maggie in beads, and it says Maggie.
This one says Dixie. And this one says JL Ranch.
Yes, mine also says JL Ranch.
I love it.
And it has a little heart between the J and the L.
Me too.
There's a letter. Now, we all know that sometimes we can't read letters, but I'll kind of paraphrase while Jamie's looking through that. Dear Lester Jamie, my name's Amanda. I'm writing to you all the way from Fort St. John, BC, Canada. I've been a part of your family, social media, for ever since I saw my first video of you guys. Lester was trying to get hay string off of text. I suffer with anxiety, and I find peace when I watch your videos. Thank you for sharing your life with us. It can't be easy with some of the negative Nancy's. They just roll right off our back, y'all. My two children and I like to make keychains together, so we decided to make some for both of you. We hope that you like them. We don't like them. We love them. Thank you again for all that you do and for rescuing some of the animals, the rescues. I love you guys so much. Amanda, Olivia, and Amelia. That's beautiful. All right. P.S. I told my girls that Jamie loved pearls.
I noticed.
So they did hers with pearls.
Yep.
Show everybody.
I got pearls on mine. How beautiful is that? That is so thoughtful.
So Amanda, Olivia, and Amelia.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so very much, sweet ladies. You're very kind. We love the gifts, and I will find a way to put these to use very, very soon. I think that I may put one on the tractor and one on the side-by-side.
I love that.
In my pocket, they would end up getting tore up. If I
Yes.
put them on my truck keys, they would get tore up in my pocket. But on the side-by-side and the tractor, I hang them in a special spot, and they'll last a very long time. So thank you so very much. And I think it's really special that they know about my sweet Maggie.
I love
Because that story
and my Dixie, that's
and your Dixies,
not fresh.
so she's right. She's been watching for a while, she says. We're blessed to have made your acquaintance, ladies.
So mine comes from Lisa Palin, and this is really sweet. She sent me a card, and then also one for Big Thicket Vet,
Oh, that's nice.
for Dr. Modesto, and then for Dr. Lauren as well. And I know why those are in there. So that is super sweet. I recognize Lisa's name. She's been a part of our family for a long time, and she's very thoughtful and sends some of the sweetest things. Aw, sometimes a hug is the only thing to say. Oh boy.
Oh no,
Oh.
It's sticky. There's a Tractor Supply gift card in there.
You're all in my hearts and prayers. Dear Jamie, sorry I'm late with the gift cards and letters. Oh, my oldest brother died, and his funeral was in January. I was doing okay until the VFW played Taps. That breaks me too.
Yeah, taps and the final call on for a police officer or fireman is always hard.
Me and my sister just held each other and cried, and we basically lost it. I'm doing good, so do not worry. Jesus has helped me heal. Good news to report. My family doctor reduced my medications from 1,000 milligrams to 500 milligrams.
Cut it in half.
That's for her diabetes. And please rejoice with me. That is amazing. I've kept up with most of the videos. My head spins because of the pasture swaps and changes. That does get confusing.
It does.
I know it's difficult to place everyone where they should be. I loved the Steinmetz visit, and I'm sorry, but Lester, Justin, and Jeff are the three musketeers. What one does not think of, the other two typically will. She said, I just laughed.
Good.
Anyway, she just really enjoyed when Dr. Lauren came on Time Out Tuesday, and just gives a full report of what's been going on. And Lisa is so dang sweet. I need to write Lisa a letter and thank her. I've never met her, but she writes quite often, and this was really sweet. She's also very thoughtful of the other people that are involved in helping
Part
our
of our
animals.
team.
Yes.
Our team.
So
I'm sorry about your loss, sweet lady. I know people say that all the time, and it probably sounds just kind of mundane. But I don't know what else to say.
She talks about voodoo, and I'm not going to read that because I'm sorry. I can't.
But thank you so very much for thinking about us, and
Yes.
not only us, but the team.
Yes, and for the gift cards, please know that we don't have to do that, but we appreciate it very, very much.
And then I'll go ahead and just kind of add to what she said. Hanging out with Jeff and Justin and Lauren was really fun, really neat. And we have a friendship amongst I would say the guys. I've not really had much to say with Lauren, except for she's the one that sent me the pictures when Jeff got the Argo stuck. It was Lauren who sent me that. But I've talked to both of the fellas quite a few times. Jeff, obviously more because he made the visit down. So he and I had to do a lot of coordinating with timing and flights and arrival and all those kind of things. But absolutely wonderful people who were very blessed to know. And I do hope that their channels do well. I will say one last thing while we're on it. I saw the comment just pop through here while you were reading about that. This is so trivial on some people's part, but she says, why would you have given the Argo to Jeff when I could have had a bigger impact and got more followers if I had given it to Justin? So the Argo was a gift from the heart. And I gave it from a guy who I think is very similar to me with his love for an animal in Chuck. Now, I don't love Chuck the way that Jeff loves Chuck, but I think that anybody who knows Chuck and knows Jeff by now know they have a very special something. And I saw that something. I could see it through the videos before I ever met the guy. And now I even see it even more that he spent a week over here with us during all of the stuff that we did. So I wanted Jeff to have that Argo. It wasn't any kind of favoritism, and it was not to earn me more supporters or more followers.
No.
That was really silly if you think that I gave that Argo away to earn more followers.
Jeff's also very mechanical.
Jeff is mechanical. And from some videos that I've seen, I know Jeff is mechanical, and he does a whole lot of the mechanical work. And I know that Jeff will share the Argo and put it to good use around their farm. So that was a little bit upsetting to see that comment, but just know that I did not give away the Argo to gain followers or supporters from any channel. I gave away the Argo because it was something that I didn't and wasn't able to use. It was just sitting here. And I think that Jeff and Justin could put it to great use. And I think that they have. I don't watch a lot of videos, but I think that they have.
Yeah. All
right, we have one more gift to open, and we'll be letting you guys go. It comes to both Jamie and I, which is why we're opening it here together. Oh, Jamie has an idea for these already. Oh, look. So these are horseshoes, and one says Dixie and one says Voodoo.
I said I wasn't going to cry.
I know.
Thank you.
You want to talk at least?
Thank you.
I will say something that Jamie showed me, and I'm going to try to hold them and demonstrate. Now, we don't have to use these particular horseshoes necessarily, but there's a particular latching system. Can I use these real fast? And what Jamie showed me that she would like to do is consider the idea of what you do is on the gate. So you have your swing gate that goes onto your stall, right? And that gate is going to open in or out. That gate needs to be able to go both ways. So the way that you keep it closed is you put a bolt through the ends of your horseshoes. They're like this over here. They're separated, and your gate post goes through. You put a bolt that will lift them while you open or close it. And once you close it back, can you put your arm up like it's a post? So it falls down and it keeps your gate closed like this over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you raise the one, because it's a loose bolt, and this is the actual gate here, or it doesn't really have to be, I don't guess. This
that
could
goes
be
on the post.
This is on the post. So when you close the gate, guess what? You just put the latch back over, and your
really neat
latch is actually 2 horseshoes that have a bolt that goes through to the post. You get it?
Yes.
So that is a really neat idea.
That's so sweet.
We did not come up with that. I believe it was probably something that she saw on that girl page, Pinterest.
These are awesome, y'all. Thank you so much. That means a lot.
I don't know if there was a name on those, Jamie, because it comes from Lucky American Designs, probably something that she was able to order. And I say she, not knowing if it was a she or a he, but I'll just say thank you. And Lucky American Designs is the card. There's no name and there's no letter, but to the kind sender of those, thank you so very much. So very much. So, guys, we have been very blessed with social media. Jamie and I feel like we've really been able to do some really neat things with the fact that you guys hang out with us and give us your time. And if we can pay those blessings forward to other channels like a Jeff or a Justin or so many other people who we've met across the way, Crandall and Marcy and Dale, and I can't name all the channels that were small, very small, and now have grown to be a significant channel. And we're just blessed to be able to pay a blessing forward. Okay, so let's stop the nonsense about the Justin and Jeff. You don't start drama where there's none. There's no drama there. Don't start any. We're blessed. And we love the fact that we've been able to pay the blessing forward to other channels and see them grow. Wrap it up for us, sweet lady.
We have a lot this week. I have a really cute video tomorrow coming out. And then on Tuesday's video, I have a large surprise for y'all. What do you got coming out tomorrow?
Hold on. The surprise coming out on Tuesday, the large surprise, is that something that we worked on or around yesterday?
No.
Do I know about the surprise?
Yeah.
Because I only know of a little surprise.
It's a big surprise.
But
It's a really big surprise.
So it's a big surprise in the form of something small.
No, it's just a large surprise.
Okay, I give up. I'll just have to wait till Tuesday, I guess.
Even Lester's got to wait to figure it out. So yes, so tomorrow is a really cute, I think, funny video, but it also is relevant and an update that y'all have been asking for.
I can promise
Tuesday's a really big deal.
I can promise you it is not another draft horse. Even though, don't think that there's not one lady trying to force one down our throats. And it looks just like Vu, but with the body of Roman. But is it a gelding or a mare?
It's a mare.
Don't think for a minute that there ain't one lady trying to shove one down our throats. But I'll be excited about what you show on your videos. And friends, I guess that's all we got for tonight. Thank you so very much. We're super, super, super blessed to have you guys hang out with us for a little bit.
Don't forget, Lester will be live tomorrow morning at 7:15.
You may not get a notification. Sorry. But at 7:15, I will be over with Chucky Poos. The Chuck Steer. You get it? Not the Chuckster, the Chuck Steer.
I do.
Jamie gets it. All right. Thank you for watching, friends. We're going to end this thing at the exact same place we opened it all up. And I hope you guys will enjoy watching this little snippet of the few days that I had with Mr. Jeff. Where's it at, Jamie? How can I make it your neck like you? Okay. I'm going to look at you. Look at me. I'll look at you. You look at me. I'm just going to get this screenshot of that, okay? Mm-hmm. He was such a good sport. Stop it. Off of me.
I hope that you know, Eugene, that you're only half the man that Jeff is.
I want to thank y'all for watching. You know what?
what? I think I'll still find a way to get a laugh in here or there. Even without my friend Jeff.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.